If I were to ask you what the #1 hindrance and distraction keeping you from winning and improving your game, would you know the answer to it? Now, before you say anything, no, it's not your aim, it's not your mechanics, it's not your game sense. We talk a lot about that. It's actually a whole lot simpler than you think it is. It's your stats. So if you want to win more matches and you want to rank up, stick around as we're going to dissect how stats ruin your games. Now, we all know how much Valorant is a competitive game, right? We're all competitive. But apart from being a tactical shooter, Valorant is kind of a mental game. Just like any other competitive game. If you lose your mental, whether due to getting tilted because of toxic teammates and enemies, or just getting disappointed with your performance, you're gonna keep failing over and over and over again. And oftentimes the #1 cause of getting discouraged is paying way too much attention to your stats. As soon as you hit tab and notice how many kills you got, your vibe, man, it automatically follows that. You're hitting double digits early, you want to start being aggressive, hunt, and ego peak more. You have less than 5 kills, or in my case, none at all. You start to autopilot, make less impactful plays. The thing is, regardless of whether you have lots of kills or you have no kills, you should never let this dictate your actions throughout the match. It's practically the same as letting your emotions control your actions rather than thinking with logic and thinking with reason. So let's try to paint a vivid picture of what it's like to succumb to adapting to your stats. Whenever you hop into a match, whether it's with your friends or whether you're playing solo, you usually have a plan or a play in mind. Factors that affect this include your teammates, your agent, whether you're attacking, whether you're defending. After the first 3 rounds, people do often hit tab to check their kills, their deaths, or their overall standing. This is when it starts to sink in. Oh man, I'm not doing so well. I've only got 3 kills. Well, maybe I should hide more. Or, I'm top frag. I can challenge this angle, or I'll just keep peeking this area here. Whatever the reason is, whatever you say when you see your stats, you start to adapt to it and you really let that control how you play the rest of the rounds. It's going to set the mood. As soon as that happens, you've really already lost this whole mental game. And believe it or not, this has always been a major cause of tilting in Valorant. Now, maybe you just haven't heard of it being verbalized yet out loud like you are here. The question is now, though, how do we fix this? Now, if you're just starting out in Valorant or you still feel like your aim just isn't really cutting it, it can be pretty tough to feel like you've caught up to players who have literally spent thousands of hours in this game. Now, luckily, over at SkillCapped, we have worked with professionals to create 3 world-class aim courses that are designed to fast-track that progress and take you from a noob to an absolute pro in just about 3 months of playing. Now, at the end of the day, Valorant is an FPS game, and if you can't shoot straight, well, you can't really snowball. Nobody wants to bottom frag every single game, and the best part is, you really don't have to. We're confident any one of you watching this could achieve immortal level aim, and in fact, we believe in that so much that we even offer a rank improvement guarantee, meaning if you don't climb while using our service, you really don't pay. So if you're tired of bottom fragging and you're really looking to dominate matches today, be sure to check out SkillCapped using the discount link in the description below. Now, I'm not going to tell you to unbind your tab like some people would recommend with the crouch key. So former pro coach Fett really talks about why pros talk about unbinding that tab key.
The keybind every pro talks about, this one right here, is tab. Whoa, tab! Tab! What the fuck? Tab's just a scoreboard thing. League of Legends has it. You hit your scoreboard, you see your kills and deaths, right? Fucking CSGO has it. Same thing. Every game you have a scoreboard button, right? You have a scoreboard button. Why is it that tab is a keybind that universally every single pro talks about unbinding? Well, I think in this game I was watching of Siege with Kaysen, this guy, this disgusting player, he dropped 20 kills in 8 rounds. In 8 rounds of this game, in the previous 8 rounds, he dropped 20 kills. And Gunnar explains it best why his performance suddenly dropped off a cliff steeply.
It's hitting, bro. It's hitting now.
Bro, they're just
it's the tab. It's the tab spam, and then he's like getting upset.
Stop stairs.
I said the moment we noticed Kaysen spamming tab and seeing his kills over and over and over again, we said he's gonna get in his head. And since then, he has not gone to kill.
Okay. Right? So, bing, bang, boom, Kaysen only got 3 more kills for the rest of the game, okay? He literally got only 3 more kills for the rest of the game. And, because, you know, like, and he called it out that this guy hits tab and it's over. And we've all been there, right? We've all been in that situation where either A, we're doing really poorly, and then we hit tab and when we look at our score, and then we continue to do worse and worse and worse and worse, and we tilt and we tilt and we tilt, and we likely have to take an entire mental break before the next day of games. Or, right, you're doing really, really well, but then you start thinking about the fact that you're doing well, and all of a sudden you're not doing that well anymore after that. You just all of a sudden stop doing well. Like you're doing so fucking good, and then it just ceases.
And while the video does make a whole lot of sense, I wouldn't really recommend removing it completely, so I'm going to stray away from what he says. Now, don't get me wrong, both of these keys, they are essential buttons one way or another. Instead of removing the keybind though, you're going to create a mini goal in each game you play. Start with small games like Team Deathmatch, Spike Rush, Swift Play, things like that, and try to count the number of times you would hit tab to check your stats. Then, on the next, reduce that number until you barely use it. Game after game after game, getting less and less and less. Even better, if you can use gameplay recorders like NVIDIA GeForce, OBS, things like that, take it as a step-by-step goal that you need to achieve in every match. You're going to see it in those recordings. Again, tab. It's a useful source of info here. We need to have it, but it's not for noting how many kills you have or if you're bottom fragging, okay? Its main use should only be for checking the enemy's economic state or which ults they have and how far they are from them. You can even check who planted the spike by hitting tab when the enemy's planting. You're going to notice an ult point go up if they did plant. Remember, it's not always about the kills, and you can't expect to outfrag everyone every single time. What matters is what you're doing to help the team win more rounds. And in the words of our wise Sova, if you're not a good shot today, don't worry. There are other ways to be useful. Now, instead of hitting tab and letting your score dictate your actions and how you play out the next rounds, you should always adjust to what's happening in each round. Come up with a strat with your team to respond in every situation and stick to your round objectives. Don't let your feelings get in the way. Don't focus on not getting enough kills or performing poorly stat-wise. If you notice you've been dying solo without a trade, play with your teammates more. Ask for crossfires. If you've been dying too early without putting your utilities to good use, play a bit more passive. Layer those utilities with your teammates. These are the basic examples of what it's like to adjust to the situation rather than what you see in your tab. These are the achievable goals and objectives that you really need to prioritize in every round. Again, don't mind your tab. Don't mind your score. Get it out of your head. The numbers on the scoreboard, they are only going to define your skills and your potential if you let it get to you like that. If you're going to push more, do it because your team is calling for a synchronized, aggressive execute. If you're going to play back, play passively. Do it because your team has a plan to play on contact or off angles and crossfires. Teamwork-based strategies will always matter more than what you see on the scoreboard.
All right, though, guys, before we wrap this up, let's tell you a little bit more about SkillCapped. So we offer a 5-division rank up guarantee, and we think that's a pretty crazy thing to offer because we've offered this for years because our service really does work. It works so well, in fact, that we're able to produce by far the largest catalog of premium Valorant guides on the internet. We add new courses every month with over 1,000 guides curated into over 50 courses. No one can compare. We also have a direct line of communication with subscribers in our Discord so that you can get connected immediately to some of the best players in the game who will respond to every question you ask. Sign up today for as little as $6.99 a month if you're serious about improving your game. So that's going to be all for this one today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.